Hey, everybody. I know I'm the only one on here right now, but we're setting up and getting ready to do a little drawing for you guys. We're going to do another free sketches for backers stream. If I can get my camera set up. And then there goes all that good stuff. And there we go. Yep, here we go. I'm just setting up the camera, getting the camera to focus. Sometimes it has a little focus issue. So, welcome everybody coming in. Glad you're in. Thank you for coming to the stream. We're doing the free backers or free sketches for backers tonight. If you back DragonGuard during the stream, come back to the chat, drop your backer number in, and I will sketch you up a free sketch on 6x8 paper, thusly like here. And that's all it is to it. All you have to do is back the book. And in an effort to dissuade some that might be taking advantage of the system. I'm not saying there are, but there's a couple of people suspiciously. What I'm going to do is basically I'm going to mail the backer sketches from here on out at the end of the campaign. So anyway, let's see. We'll get this. There we go. We'll get it straightened up. Hey, Jeremiah Jones. What's up? Well, we got 3 people watching right at the moment, but I'm hoping that'll build up here shortly. It's not going to be a long stream tonight just because it's late on the East Coast. And the celebrating the news, we just passed the we're almost at the 24 grand mark, and we are 2 backers away from 350. So it's going pretty nicely, and thanks to you guys. Anyway, just telling everybody, Mark Anthony, yay, benchmarks. Yeah, exactly. We passed the stretch goal for DragonGuard, so we past the $23,000 stretch goal mark, and so you guys will get an extra 8 pages of story. It's all going to be going towards the main story, so it'll be me drawing it. Unless you guys want to see somebody else draw a few pages. I have a friend in mind who's a young up-and-coming kind of artist, and you know, I wouldn't mind throwing him something, but we'll see how this goes. But generally, I will check. Anyway, I got an instant message here. Sorry, guys. And anyway, we're just going to be drawing a couple of quick sketches for any of the next backers to pop in. Mark Anthony gets a freebie because of one of his contributions this evening, and we'll start that off to keep things going. So Mark Anthony, you can pop in any kind of character you want, and that'll keep us rolling for the foreseeable moment. And anyway, so the great news is we passed the 23. We're almost up on 24 actually. So we're doing great. It was a real surprise this evening to check that out, and we could just keep it pushing, and that's what we're here for. So I figured I'll do an impromptu, just a few sketches for you guys. And you know, apologize. I was planning on doing this this weekend, like on a Sunday or something like that, but I had you know, I have some complications with some of my my medicine, and I still, for the people that are out there, I still battle a little bit of vertigo, which for the people that aren't familiar is when I was hospitalized back in 2018 in November. One of the side effects, I had high blood pressure and was diagnosed with diabetes, but one of the side effects I had that I couldn't get rid of was vertigo, which is, if you're not familiar with it out there, vertigo is just basically being like, because of the inner ear thing or something to do with your ears, your balance and your and whatnot is off, and you tend to get dizzy very easy. And I suffer from that off and on. It'll happen. People that know about it will understand what I'm saying. People that don't know about it or don't understand it will probably think it's, BS or whatever, but it's actual, a thing that just happens. It just happens randomly. So anyway, I'm dealing with that every now and then. It sneaks up on me. But anyway, that's long story short. That's why I didn't do the stream this weekend. I had a couple of people ask me, "Are you going to promote?" Still promoting DragonGuard, and still absolutely 100%. I just was getting caught up on a few things like Jeremiah Jones with the dab. Yeah, everybody out here, share. Thank you for coming in, dropping in. And I think I was a little late to get Mike's stream. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly if he was still going. But anyway, we're going to make it quick. So Mark Anthony, because he popped in and got a tier, I'm going to go ahead and give him. He's been very gracious to us with the campaign and stuff. So he'll start us off and give us something to do while we wait for a next contender for for a drawing, doing a drawing, free drawing. So 6x8. If you're out there, the deal is there's a link in the description for DragonGuard. Go click on that link. Go to Indiegogo. Check out DragonGuard. If it's a book you like, it's a fantasy book inspired by kind of like your 80s fantasy cartoons like He-Man, Thundercats, Visionaries, Sectars, a whole bunch of stuff, and it's fun stuff. It's inspired by a little bit by Battle Chasers, if you're familiar with Battle Chasers, Dungeons and Dragons, all that good stuff. But anyway, go check that out. Back it. They'll give you a backer number. You come back here in the chat, and then when you post it, let's see. Let me see. Mark Anthony says, yeah, well, I'll finish here. Come back to the chat section, post your backer number. Let me know what it is. I'll check it. And then you tell me what character you want, and I'll do it. But the new rule that I'm adding to it is, well, it's free. It's for you guys. But there's a couple of rules to it, which is one, just a single character, not multiple characters. And the other thing is, because I've had a few suspicious what do you call it? Refunds, because of the way it's structured. Every time that I do the free drawings, from going on out, the free drawings are going to be mailed out after the campaign ends. Okay, that's the only other thing to keep in mind. And other than that, we're good. So free drawings for anybody who backs during the live stream. Yeah, Mark Anthony. Yeah, people pulling. Yeah. I'm suspicious. I won't say it's. I don't want to call anybody deceitful or anything like that. I don't want to say they're gaming the system, but I've had some suspicious refunds right around the same time that I do the sketches. So we'll go from there. I just want to adjust the rules a little bit. So, here we go. Because I'm doing all these free sketches are free. Most of the time I'm paying for the mailing. I only ask if you feel like shipping something in for mailing the sketches out. That helps me out because I have to buy packaging and then mail it out, then insure each of the drawings, because I actually do insure these. I don't just send them out and that's it. So, that's why I changed the rules. So anybody listening right now at the sound of my voice and you're out here lurking or anything, this is what we're going to do. So Mark Anthony says, check out in DragonGuard the character right above Elita. How about him? Let me do a quick check real quick. Let's see. About me. La, 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 la. Well, Mark Anthony, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure it out. Roscoe, who are these people and what are the names of the Yeah, Alita is the female character you see in the promo piece. Baron Boa is the snake man that you see in the piece. Uh, the main villain is Cryptogore. He's the guy with the two sickles. He is the bluish colored face, real freaky. He's got fangs and all that good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Below the About Me section, the first drawing, there's a character above Alita. How about him? I'm taking a look at it, Mark. I'm maybe a little confused. Let me see real quick. Oh, okay. Mark Anthony, you talking about you're talking about the Catman character? Yeah, exactly. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't have a name for him just yet. I'm trying to decide on one that really suits him. I want it to sound good, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's the cat character. So yeah, I can do him. That is awesome. No problem. So that'll be the first one, and let's see. Here we go. We'll get the drawing here just a second. So how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everything's good. We got like crazy rain, intermittent storm kind of deal going on. A lot of like heavy downpours, and then it gets real quiet, and then heavy downpours, that kind of thing. All right. So we're going to start it off with Mark Anthony. Well, obviously, and in the meantime, everybody waiting on art. I am sending out art from other nights and for other people for commissions. I'm gradually getting around to it. Some of you with more pieces, it's taken me just a little bit longer because I have to get the boxes. It's hard to explain, but we don't have, where I'm living, we don't have a lot of places with, like even the Postal Service doesn't carry the boxes that we need for the 11 by 17 art. So I have to go to the next town over, about 40 minutes away, to get them. And sometimes those places keep weird hours because of the quarantine. But your stuff is coming, and so is the more of the sketches will be mailed out. So people waiting on sketches, you will. But starting tonight, just for everybody that's coming in, we'll be doing free sketches for backers, but the sketches will mail out at the end of the campaign. The next day after the end of the campaign, so that way we can enforce a little bit of the thing. If you back the campaign, there's been a few fast ones, so, or suspected. I'll say suspected. So I don't want to accuse anybody, but anyway, we're here to have a good time. The sketches are free. We're just going to change how some of it's done so that it's a little bit more fair, because I am paying for the shipping and stuff. unless you're, some people that, donate, which some have, to shipping. Um, I generally, most of the mailing costs are out of my pocket, so. Fan advocacy. Oh, hey, fan, how you doing? Oh, Captain Hiltz is in. Cool. Eric Hawken. That's awesome. Hey, man, good to see you, man. Hey, fan. Yeah. I don't want to make this stream about my health problems, but uh, generally speaking, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain to people that don't have to deal with it. But the medicines and stuff I take, they tend to act up for whatever reason, and cause me a little distress. I don't know if it's like irritable bowel syndrome or something like that, but they do. It does mess with me on occasion. I've had to disappear from Mike's streams sometimes when you guys don't know it, and things like that. It sometimes sneaks up on me. It's mostly I'm good. Usually I can tell whether or not I'm going to have a good day or a bad day, and or if something's sneaking up on me and I can react. But I'm doing good enough to do a stream here tonight. This weekend was a little bit more iffy, and I was dealing with some a flare up of uh, vertigo, which is not so fun. Let's see. I'm not particularly happy with that hand positioning, but we'll work with it. He carries these two, basically like they're axes made of, or hatchets made of ice. But they're magic, so they don't actually melt. There's a special weapon for his clan or his race. All right. Yeah, Eric Hawkins. Yeah. I'm actually taking both of those. Um, I think, yeah, Eric Hawkins. You're exactly right, dude. Yep. That's exactly right. Metformin. If you have the generics, there is they list. Sometimes it can cause, especially, or I should say, especially with the generic versions of it, it can mess some people up. So I have occasions where it'll affect me, and then sometimes it won't. I don't understand why, but it'll, I have good days and bad days. It'll kind of sneak up on me. I know you guys came here for the drawings and stay for the chat about irritable bowels and stuff. Yeah, I know. But anyway, we'll get back to it. So I hope everybody's doing well. Hope all your family members and loved ones are good and they ain't dealing with any of this virus stuff, and everybody's safe and sound. Within the sound of my voice, I hope you guys are. And people that aren't listening, I hope they are. Let's see. We're getting warmed up here. Mark Anthony says you should hear the debauchery going on in my streams. Yeah. I knew that they were streaming, and I was considering doing it, but it was running up against when we were having dinner, and I didn't know whether or not I'd be able to catch him in time. And then all the good news with the campaign. I was planning on doing a drawing stream, and then I was like, well, should I go on Mike's and just do it over there? Would I be in time to catch it? I don't know. Is it still going on? Oh, thanks, Eric Hawkins, man. Yeah, yeah. I don't know a lot about it. I'm learning my way through all this too. You know, I'm kind of new to it. Even it's only been a year and a half or so that I've been diagnosed. So I'm still making my way through the whole process of understanding what works for me and what. I had a bad reaction last year to gosh, what's the name of the? It's an insulin substitute. Dadgummit, I can't remember what it's called now, or it might be on insulin. It's a daggone it. I can't think of it. But anyway, I had a bad reaction, an allergic reaction, and it spiked all my blood pressure and everything went through the roof. And every time I took it, I kept getting really sick and wasn't putting two and two together. But apparently, this type of insulin or insulin substitute is can rev up your heart rate, which in turn revs up your blood pressure and things like that. So I was taking that for a while, and it started to mess me up really bad too. It was a bad situation. I was um, really messed up. So we stopped taking that. We took me off that, the doctors, and now we're just trying to figure out other things, other doses of the metformin, because they've raised my doses and things like that. So. Roscoe Davis, insulin, yes. All righty, well, here we got in here. Mecca McCheese, hey, what's up, man? Glad to see you around. We're just talking about irritable bowel, so you're not missing much. Take a sip of medicine. And this character right here, I'll give you a little. I mean, I don't have the name that I decided on him. The Snake Man is Baron Boa, and then this guy, sort of the cat man of the group. He's a member of the DragonGuard, and he's his character is kind of a more the kind of the classic ladies' man kind of think kind of Gambit by way of Jack Sparrow maybe. He's very mercurial. I can't speak now. And unpredictable. And so that's basically the character in a nutshell for his, if you can get a grasp of him. I won't say too much more about it, but all right. And we'll start inking this. But anyway, Mark Anthony says, well, when I jumped into Mike's stream, they were discussing whether or not the Wicked Witch of the West would have melted with something. Oh, I'd hate to see that. All right. That's funny. Or maybe it would be funny to see. I don't know. We'll see. Or we'll soon. We'll play around. We'll think. Let the mind wander. So Mike is going, oh, okay, cool. And Siege, I know Siege was there, yeah. Siege was, I think, started the stream with Mike. I don't know if she's still there now, but yeah. All right, cool. Got the basic structure down. I've had this character for a long while, actually. It's this one I've had since the mid 90s. I had a bunch of sketchbooks around, and this guy's been in there. kind of lurking around in my sketchbooks. It's probably the oldest character out of the whole book that I've actually had design sketches for. I don't know what the heck happened to the sketchbooks though, but because I lived around a college town, and well, I'm near Christiansburg, Virginia, which is near Virginia Tech, if you've heard of it, and I'm sure some of you remember Virginia Tech for more infamous reasons, probably recently, but anyway, I wanted to announce we got 15 people in already. 11 people thumbs up. We got 16 people in. I'm doing a free sketches for backers night. We're going to do just 3 tonight. We're going to keep we're going to be out, you know, not too late. I don't want to stay drawing too late, but basically we'll do at least 3 sketches. And what the rules are, you just go check out the link in the description. There's the link to the campaign in it for DragonGuard. Go check out DragonGuard. If it's a book that you think you dig from the art, the preview art, back it. Then come back here in the chat and then give me your backer number, and I will draw any character. Basically, no nudity, just one character. Bust shot, mostly a bust shot. This one's a special one for Mark Anthony because he has been a consistent backer of mine, and he backed tonight. So anyway, there'll be head and bust shots, basically upper torso, and when you back the book, you will get a backer number, and then you come back, drop your backer number here in the chat, and then boom, you get a sketch. Just tell me what character you would like to have. So there are 2 more slots here. So if you're watching, go check it out. Let me know what your backer number is. The only other rule left is that because of some suspected horseplay and this and that, the backer sketches will go out at the end of the campaign from here on out. Just to let you know. Now, people have already backed and already gotten their, you know, or had their sketches drawn. They'll still be mailed out, but we're going on forward. The next streams starting now will be, you will receive your sketches at the end of the campaign. All right. Now we'll go in here. We're going to start inking. And this is, I'm just going to write this up here. Write the names on here. All right. And Migs has popped in. Hey, Migs. What's going on, buddy? This is kind of a... this is Migs, and yeah, we just kind of did an impromptu. I was trying to figure out, I was feeling bad today. I hadn't, you know, since the weekend, I've been dealing with some side effects of medicine and things like that, and I was planning on maybe doing something, but I didn't really decide on it until a little while ago, because I knew Mike was streaming, and I was thinking about maybe going to Mike's stream, and then we had dinner, and anyway, everything just got to be a little bit of a cluster, you know what, and there we go. And his costume, it may not be noticeable, but it's kind of got like this little weird little exoskeleton protective thing going on there. Almost like outer layer of bones or something. It's not what it is, but it's the closest description I can say texture wise. There's Gotham Knight just came in. Oh wow, we got a few people in here. Captain Hiltz. Captain Hiltz, how's progress on DragonGuard? Going good. Working on laying out more pages and trying to get going. Not sure exactly where I am on the page count, just because I've been kind of jumping around in the script a little bit. But I want to say it's at least closing in on 30 pages now. Out of the 60, well, actually now 68 today, as of today, because we crossed the 23,000 mark, and because of that, you guys get an extra 8 pages on the stretch goal. So you guys have hit a stretch goal. So we're going to give quick clap out to you guys. We're passing the stretch goal and making that happen. And then the next stretch goal is the card set, the drawn and quartered card set, which will feature so far such names as Siege from Drawn and Quarter, Matt Cosson, Brad Ashworth, Eric Nieltowski, and that's what we got lined up so far, and myself, of course. So there'll be cards on there, and the colors will be by Frank Quonzo, who is doing some great stuff. I'll try to post some of his colors up. And Siege is actually coloring some of her own, and she's doing a pretty fantastic job of it. You know, it works really well with her drawing style and stuff. So that was a pleasant surprise seeing what she had done, because I was just expecting her to do, maybe she had sent me some of the characters that she's going to do 2 characters, and the card artwork she did was just black and white, and I was like, hey, you know, if you want to throw in like a background, something simple just to kind of ground it or whatever, and she didn't just go and do a background, she went and colored she colored her own stuff, and it came out pretty cool. Yeah, no, exactly. I did say I'm gonna say Eric Hawkins. Yeah, basically the only reason I haven't asked, there's other people I want to ask. We'll broach that subject right now. A lot of this I'm paying for out of pocket, and you know, it's kind of it's kind of tough because you know, when I do stuff, I think people should get paid, and the rates I'm paying, I can't pay a whole lot. And so, you know, it's I feel like I'm insulting my friends by telling them what I can offer, you know. And I mean, I'm not sure, you know, there's other people I wanted to have in the card set, like Elliot and Matthew Weldon. But it's one of those things that, you know, you really, you know, once I'm able to afford people, I'd feel better about it. You know, it's hard to explain. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you back tonight, you get the sketches. But I do a multiple Gotham night. I do a multiple nights. So we've done, I don't know, we've done, I want to say at least 4 or 5 drawing streams already. Where backers have gotten free, and they've went. The other ones not tonight. I can't do it tonight, but the other ones have went pretty long. They went like 4 or 5 hours. You know, so. So yeah, just, you know, yeah, you know, guys, like, yeah. I guess what I'm saying is just I want to pay people for their time, and I feel like every time I try to, you know, I don't want to insult my friends for the wages that I can pay, and you know, I don't. The problem is I don't know where the campaign will end up at. You know, as far as what will the final end tally will be. So maybe I can throw somebody something on the back end, but I can't promise anything because I don't know how it's going to end. But it's one of those deals where I definitely, I love everybody that was on the show, that we have a good time and enjoy drawing, and I don't, I want to treat them as professionally as possible, as far as that goes. Some people have been really cool, like Eric Munaltowski has did an art swap. I think that's what Matt Cosson and I were agreeing on, maybe. And so there's other ways to do things, but I just want to make sure people get paid properly, Oh, okay, cool. Awesome, dude. Yeah. Um, okay, I see what I was asking. Yeah. But yeah, we do these drawing streams. I know they're a lot of times they're impromptu. I try to give a little bit of warning or a little bit of advance notice when I can, just because of my family, and I got to make sure that uh, I'm not doing these at a bad time with the with the quarantine and the whole deal is. I know some of you might understand this. I'm not sure how it goes in each of your individual states, but here in Virginia right now, in our part of Virginia, the kids have to be homeschooled for the rest of the the school year for this year, and or basically the equivalent of homeschooling. They give us the work papers, but we got to make the kids do it. And my kids are being uh, a little difficult about getting their work done. So it's constantly um, we have to stay on them about the homework and basically essentially kind of homeschool them. Yeah, Eric Hawkins. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, like a lot of people do that. If we can, me and some other people. I won't say who they are. I'll just try to. I don't want to put them in an odd spot in case I'm speaking out of turn. But there's a few other artists that I'm talking to that we're talking about doing art swaps because maybe I contribute to their campaign and they help me out. So we kind of just we work together on it. So yeah, that does happen. Jeremiah Jones ID is 379. Did you get something else, Jeremiah Jones? Yeah, let me know. I don't know what we're talking about. I see the number on there. Oh yeah, Mark Anthony. Yeah, like Final Fantasy night and Burt Reynolds night, or Burt night. I guess we had Burt night one night. If for everybody that doesn't know, we got 21 people watching, by the way, and 12 likes. You guys hit that like and share. Yeah, we had one night. We just the running theme became Final Fantasy, and then another night, Force Ghost Burt Reynolds hit me up for a Burt Reynolds or a Bandit, and then he liked that so much, everybody else started getting me doing other Burts, or at least one other Burt anyway. The Burt from Tremors, I think that was Jeremiah Jones. Yeah, I backed in the. Oh wow! Holy cow, Jeremiah Jones! Thank you, dude. Wow, man. Some of you guys are just above and beyond, man. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Absolutely. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you want drawn. All right. I'm going to try to get this. Probably shouldn't use this to fill in blacks. Mike's probably having a heart attack if he's watching me. Like, dude, why are you using that brush to fill in stuff? I shouldn't. It's a much nicer brush for inking than just doing fills. Um, so anyway, while I got the chance, we're talking. I ain't gonna say anything, Jeremiah Jones. Oh Lord. Um, okay, wow. We're over the 24 mark. All right, cool. Thank you, Mark, for letting me know about the 24 mark. Yay! Awesome day today. Thank you guys. Hopefully that wasn't too loud where I blow your speakers or anything. Hey, we have somebody named Sky. Love your work. Can't wait for the DragonGuard. One of the best books I've seen on Indiegogo. Thank you, Sky. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Sky, well, welcome to the channel. We got 22 people lurking or watching or in the chat, and then we have 15 thumbs up. Grateful. Yeah, we're going to be putting more pages up there. Late last week and early this week, I've been a little swamped trying to catch up on some things. So we'll be posting more artwork as soon as I can get back on the pages, which will be towards the end of the week. And then I'll be posting some more, in progress stuff and finished pages stuff, maybe. I know I've got, well, while we're here, I'm going to say my 25K, we get that guitar solo, right? Yep, I'll do it. 25K, we'll make that extra. Yeah, Jeremiah Jones, I got to think of character. There you go. Exactly. So yeah, everybody in here, if you back DragonGuard, we've got one more slot left. Jeremiah Jones took the second one, so for the evening we got one more slot left for a character, and then we're gonna call it a night. I can't stay out too late, but I'm broadcasting from a secret location, an underground bunker. Some of you guys might get that reference. Anyway, let's see. Miggs, Jeremiah Jones, Tekken you wanted, Soul Calibur, Josh Boyer. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude. If you guys are familiar, talking about Tekken, one of my favorite, visually speaking, I think he plays kind of terrible, but one of my favorite visual characters from Tekken was, or Soul Calibur. I'm sorry, not Tekken. Is Rock. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's basically the alternate skin of, I guess, at least to me, seems like he's the alternate skin of Astaroth, I think. But anyway, he had this cool, like, big dinosaur skull or something that he wore on his head, and he had these big, this body paint. It looked like Conan from that scene in the first Conan movie when he was in stealth, and he had the big patches of, teeth-like body paint on him and stuff. So he's pretty cool. Yeah, I really dig. Comics Bears in here. Get off the phone, you big dope. Yep. You got me. But yeah, Rock is really cool, pretty badass design. He may not have been really too great as far as his controls go, but he was just a cool looking character. He carried a big axe, and he had the big, all the body paint, and his barbarian kind of looking guy. And generally speaking, I like Astaroth, but Rock seemed to be pretty cool. He was visually my favorite character. I think I played Ivy, and I'm trying to think of everybody, the ones that I really like playing. But Ivy was definitely a favorite to play, and Rock, and Yoshimitsu, I think. Who's the guy that they kept changing every game, his appearance and stuff, but he was he had everybody's moves basically. You could kind of pull out everybody's moves. It's that character. Yeah, yeah. Xinghua and Mitsurugi, yeah, they were pretty fun too. Roscoe Davis says, "Get your fingers ready, Kev, because next stream's going to need some shredding." Yes, Edgemaster. Yeah, yeah, Edgemaster is cool. Dude, I'm going to have to sit down and actually get some practice in. That's another thing. I got to be careful what I play too, because I don't want to get copyright struck. So I'm just have to play some mindless thrashing or messing around. And yeah, 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 yeah. What's his name? The dummy made of wood. Yeah, I love that guy too. He was fun. They had a few fun characters they would throw in, like that guy, that dragon, the little short dragon, Gun or Gone or whatever his name is, Gun. Um, he was pretty fun. And then Spawn even made it into one of the games. Um, I think it was Soul Calibur 5 or 4. Yoda was in one of them, and Darth Vader, I think. All right, how many spots are left? Victoria, huh? Hi, Victoria. Yeah, how many spots are left for tonight? One spot left. No Lizard Man. No, no, no. We like, yeah, I like. There's a lot of good characters in there, Migs. I forgot about him. I forgot about him. He's pretty. He was fast and a lot of. Um, oh man, it was kind of like a drunken mind, or at least to me, it was frustrating because some of his moves were kind of like inverse, kind of like a drunken master kind of deal going on. His movements would move really, pretty crazy. Comics Bear. Oh, Carrot Comics Bear, did you just jump in for one? Sweet, man. Thank you, sir. Hey, want to say thanks to Jeremiah Jones, Comics Bear. All right, we'll keep going. And Victoria, if you jumped in and you got one for some reason, um, if you're able to make it through the night, I tell you what, if you're making it before before we wrap up, I'll try to fit you in there, or at least I'll set it aside. If you're the Victoria I'm thinking of, then I can definitely set you up. Bear needs a postman sketch. I'm not familiar. You might have to. That's the only thing. You have to point me to some reference or something or whatnot. And we're almost done with. Had to get a little bit warmed up, but we're almost done with this character from DragonGuard, who I will eventually have a name for soon. I'm just, guys, bear with me. I'm just, no pun intended, by the way. Bear with me, and this character will have a name. I tend to go with my gut, and if my gut's telling me something doesn't sound right, I tend to run with that, then I work with something until I find the right thing. Hmm. Alrighty. tonight I'm situated like I am during drawn and quartered, which means I'm very uncomfortable. Sitting on a stool, I have a higher drawing surface that I'm on, and so I'm hunching over a little bit more and a little uncomfortable, but it's just kind of how it worked out for tonight. All right. You guys can see the drawing pretty well. It's really weird. Every time I use the Bimoji pen, I feel like I'm tending to, just because of the nature of some of the lines I'm laying down, I tend to feel like I'm ripping off Elliot's style, and I don't intentionally mean to be doing it. It's something about the lines that this brush pen gives you. And the hatchet this guy's carrying is made of kind of like this unmelting ice, magical or supernatural qualities to the ice. And I had occasion to go out to Walmart and checked out that our Walmart had Allegiance Arts had hit the store here in Virginia, in Southern Virginia. So those books were out there with Bass Reeves, Red Rooster, and Nora Saga, and I keep forgetting the name of the Butch Geist one. I don't know why I keep doing that, but yeah, that book was there. It's weird though; they had it in the toy section instead of over at the book section for whatever reason. Because I went hunting for it initially at the book section, there was nothing there, and I was like, oh man, crap! They weren't supporting them or something, you know. And then I happened to wander over to the action figures aisle, and down from the girls' toys was the display. So that's pretty freaky. You ventured outside? Yeah, yeah. So, well, I was telling, maybe it was Migs, we were talking, and our town is a small town. Like, you know, obviously I mentioned it before that the town I'm in, I basically, you know, if I need certain types of supplies, like art supplies and things like that, either I have to do it by mail to get the supplies I need, or either I have to go over a few towns, one or two towns over, and that's kind of how it is. Sometimes we have to venture out and get things, and luckily our town, there hasn't been a large number of, well, at least reported cases of the virus. I think we've had 8 reported, and I'm not even sure how many of those were actually verified. And so it's a small town. I don't know. I guess I'd say, I'm trying to remember the numbers. I want to say it was around like 5,000 or something like that. Maybe. Somewhere between 5 and 8,000, I think, maybe. So it's not a very big town. Yeah, I don't know what they were. I imagine Eric Hawkins. Yeah. I was imagining that they had mandated certain sections. Like, assumed that they would be in book sections, but particularly our Walmart, just, I guess the people decided to put it in the toy section. I hope it worked for them. My initial assumption was to look in the book section from just some of the promo stuff that I was seeing from them. But you know, it's cool. It's cool seeing comics back in, like, besides the DC stuff, seeing, you know, some other comics and things like that in the stores, you know. And I know there's some drama surrounding the Red Rooster stuff. I won't get into that. It's not my business, but you know, it's there. The book's there. They all look great. They've got some great colors. Looks good. I'll tell you the one thing that annoys me to no end about those books, and it's not their fault. It's they've got stickers on the actual covers. Hey, Victoria says, do they send you the backer number by email? I can't find it. Usually when you back, it should give you something. Anybody in the chat, if you could help Victoria about it? Yeah, Mark Anthony says, right when you pay, it gives you a backer number. It'll let you know. You can check your email. Yeah, check your email too, you know. I think it is in an email. Look for an email. Sometimes it might be sent to your junk or your spam folder. And Jeremiah Jones, I'll be getting to you in just a second. Let's see. Mark Anthony, I'm going to jump in here and do a little bit more detail. I'm going to get another marker to fill in the rest of the blacks, or, you know, so I don't use up the emoji too much. Trying to do fill-ins with a good brush pen. And we got 20 people in, 18 likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Share, share, share. And let's see. He's kind of got some Wolverine-esque mutton chops here. So yeah, that's a cool. It was cool seeing those books in the Walmart. So really happy to see that. Anything that's going to kind of help comics get some more exposure. I'm hoping it really get, you know, it helps kind of get some more exposure for comics. I'm kind of torn about the placement. If you put it in the toys, you're trying to kind of get the kids' attention by being in the toy aisle. Maybe the parents. I mean, the parents buy toys, so, you know, maybe you get the parents' attention. But I'm sure some of those were. I'm pretty sure from looking at them, they may have been PG comics, but it's a question of whether or not they were kind of subject matter geared toward kids, whether or not they'd pick it up. You know, I'm interested to see what happens. Yeah, Jeremiah Jones. Yeah, Seymour 20-year-olds. Yeah. Guilty as charged too. I hadn't bought a Hot Wheels in ages, but because Hot Wheels recently, or Mattel and Hot Wheels, they had put out, it actually was around Christmas, I think, but they had originally had put out Thundercats, the Thunder Tank as a Hot Wheels, and the Wind Raider from He-Man, the flying vehicle. They had put those out as Hot Wheels, and so I picked those up. And God, I hadn't bought any Hot Wheels in ages. I kind of get annoyed by the Hot Wheels aisle because it's so flooded with, at least where we're at, it's so flooded with junk, like just piles and piles of cars and stuff. And it's usually it's a mess in the Hot Wheels aisle. You refunded your Vampirella, Victor, your Vampirella t-shirt. I thought it looked junk without the logo. Sounded like a damn fool on the phone. Not my EBS Vampirella or my Anna Star Wars art. Are you saying you let me see. Are you saying you bought or you refunded your Art T Bear? The Art T Bear book, the Vampirella cover. Comics Bear, put it in the high traffic aisle like the TP aisle. Yep. You definitely get some exposure there. Like I said, Comics Bear, I don't know if you were around for one of my discussions, but my fiance had found a site that does custom printed toilet paper. I think recently James Gunn even put something out there. It was just completely coincidental. We had talked about this before this had happened, but shortly after we had considered doing that, James Gunn had what's his face? The guy that played. Oh man, I can't think of his name for some reason right now. The cat that played Merle and played Yondu. He had him over. James Gunn had him over at his house and stocked each of his bathrooms with toilet paper that had his face on it. I thought that was a great gag. But yeah, we were going to do DragonGuard. We were thinking about taking advantage of the virus hysteria and making some DragonGuard toilet paper. Yeah, that's fine, Victoria. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do Comics Bear. Yeah, we were going to do some custom toilet paper. I mean, it's like, and then it kind of hit me as like, yeah, and then everybody would wipe their butt with my comic, you know. And so I was like, man, that doesn't sound as cool as it did in my head. So that was going to be one of the stretch goal was DragonGuard toilet paper. But anyway, Mark Anthony, here's how we're looking on this. Okay, I'm gonna get Jeremiah Jones. Have you thought about your character? Because you're the next one in line, and then we have Comics Bear. So Comics Bear, be thinking about what you want, buddy. And Jeremiah Jones, I think you're next in line for a free sketch. Mark Anthony, custom DragonGuard TP and hand sanitizer. I think one of the stores that is in the where my fiance works, they do. I think one of her stores does give out custom hand sanitizer, so we could probably look around and see if that's a possibility. So there you go. Victoria, yeah, Victoria. They don't give you if you donate, they don't give you a backer number. Is what I'm understanding. So just if it's the Victoria I'm thinking of, just contact me contact me. Let me, if it's who I'm thinking of, then you're definitely set. I'll hook you up. It's all good. Alrighty. Well, other than filling in the blacks, Mark Anthony, this is roughly the sketch you're getting. I'll go in there and add some bells and whistles. But there we go. Boom. And we're going to go jump over to Jeremiah Jones, who is... cool. Gotcha. All right. So you wanted an Alita sketch. All right, sweet. It's a DragonGuard night. So everybody that's back tonight, thank you. Everybody that's within earshot, thank you. We got 17 people in. If you're listening, if you're in the sound of my voice and you are lurking, basically, here's the deal. I'm probably not going to take any more sketches tonight, but just to let you know, in case you do back and maybe you get in there and we can, if you want, I will draw you one off camera after the stream. But if you back during the stream, I'll get you your information. If you're listening, just go into the description. There should be a link for DragonGuard. Go there, check it out. If you dig the artwork, if you want to back the book, you'll get a free sketch. The only rules is one single character on 6x8 paper, pencil and ink, and basically, when you back one character, it'll be free. I cover the shipping, although if anybody wants to add a little bit for shipping, the PayPal link is in there too, if you want to just throw a little bit for shipping, if you are so inclined. But like I said, it's all free. I ship these out. I pay for the packaging and the mailing and all that good stuff. But a single character, and the artwork, because we had a few people that I'm suspecting maybe gaming the system a little bit. The sketches from here on out, starting this stream and others, will be mailed out at the end of the campaign. And it's any character your choice. So come in, you back the book, drop your backer number, check your email, it should be in there. Drop your backer number in the description, or in the chat, I should say, and tell me what character you want, and then we'll go from there. Hit the ground running, and we'll get these sketches for you. So I'll try to fit you in there, but we're going to try to do one more sketch live for Comics Bear. Then we're going to call it a night. I did kind of an impromptu stream. I was going to do one this weekend and do it, for a longer period of time in the evening. Just couldn't. I was a little under the weather from some stuff dealing with my medicine, so forgive me. We will have a longer drawing giveaway stream later this week, maybe into the weekend. We'll get caught up, but this is all to promote DragonGuard. So if you see something you like and you really want to back the book, there's lots of things. There's original art tier. There's actually an art lesson tier where I will do a live stream art lesson with you for 2 hours. You'll also get, I believe, a free sketch. I'm trying to remember whether or not there was a page included in that. I'm not sure, but I know that there was a bunch of goodies in there. Then we have the original art perks, so you can buy some original art from the book, or there might be even one more cover, depending on how we go with the stretch goals. So there we go. All right, let's see. What should Comics Bear get? Mark Anthony, original art selling like hotcakes. Yep, I hope so. I've got a couple of double pages that I'm working on. I'm hoping to really excite you guys. I'm hoping to get them done by next week, so we can pop them in on the campaign, because they're 2 double pagers, and one is a villain's one, and then one's a fight scene. And then we have, a lot of other things down planned. One of the ideas we're playing with is, well, it's not an idea, it's actually in the works. We've already got colors and things like that started on it. We're doing a card set, 8 cards in the set of the DragonGuard characters. And then let me see. I've got a few ideas for one of the stretch goals will be a art of DragonGuard book, or art of Kevin Sharp DragonGuard. It'll have sketches and all kinds of fun stuff for you guys. That's one of the stretch goals. There'll be a sketch cover stretch goal, and then possibly later, after the campaign is over with, shortly after, there'll be a black and white, basically the sketch version. You get to see a lot of the pencils and inks, the raw pencil and inks, and it'll be lettered, obviously, so you can still go in and read it. But fans of the book are asking for. There's been a few people loudly asking for just the sketch, the sketch version. Seeing the raw pencils and things. So that sounds like a good idea to me. I mean, it's great. And while we're here, I figure get everybody. We're talking. Let's see. While we're talking, I want to give a shout out to the team members. My fiance, Lauren. My fiance Lauren, she's helping me do some of the edits and some of the extra stuff that's involved with the campaign and the book. Also helping me with bouncing ideas off and stuff like that, writing. My colorist is Alonzo Espinoza. He's also known as Pixel Tool in some of his social media. So check him out. I really love his colors, and he's my teammate on the book. And then the logo is done by Bob Stone. You can check him out on Twitter. He's a great artist in his own right. He's got some great drawing skills, and he's really good too. So he's handling he's doing my logo and my handling the layout of the book, the cover, and how everything's going to look. And then we have who else? Oh yeah, I can't forget him. He's doing Battle Brick Road, Flying Fortress. He pretty much letters almost everything in comics, the Comicsgate stuff, and all that is Mr. Eric Weathers. So he's doing the letters for my book. I'm glad to have him along. A very cool cat. So I wanted to give a shout out to all these people that are helping me realize the book. Then we had Jimmy Reyes, who inked the villains cover. We have Adelso Corona, who um, just a coincidence with his name, but Adelso Corona, he has inked Bloodshot and the new Rob Liefeld Snake Eyes series, and he's inked my hero cover. And let me see. I think that's everybody so far. There's a few other people that I'm trying to talk to. There's a few other people I'm trying to talk to about doing some stuff, maybe another colorist here and there, and just see if it works out that they have time. Mac and cheese. Yeah, exactly, Mark Anthony. Yeah, it's a separate campaign. All right, see you. Mac and cheese. See you, buddy. I guess you took off. Yeah, I don't see him anymore. Oh, okay. Alrighty. And then, of course, everybody out there that's sharing and posting and linking to the campaign, you guys are awesome. Alrighty. Let's see. You guys can see the sketch pretty good, I guess, right? Yeah. All right, let's see. All right, making me cheese. Oh, yeah, you're still here cooking. Okay, cool. Comics Bear, I get a thumbs up at Kev. Okay. Comics Bear, did you post your what you wanted yet? I might have missed it. Mike McMahon, hey, glad to have you in. You're in the chat. Cool, dude. Thank you for coming in. See you, Gotham. I guess Gotham Knight. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, Gotham Knight left. All right. Or is leaving. Jeremiah Jones, 7 out of 30. Not bad. Yep. Let's see. Sorry. Don't mean to get quiet on you guys. Just as I'm sketching, I'm just trying to fix a couple of things. All right, there we go. Okay, this chair is completely uncomfortable. Oh, I'm glad to see everybody in and when you can make it. I know I didn't give a lot of people advance warning this evening, and just I actually was, just really surprised at the kind of the turnout for this evening for the book. The backers were putting it over the edge for the first stretch goal, which is an extra 8 pages. So the book is up to 68 now. All right. So we've crossed a couple of thresholds this evening, and that's pretty freaking amazing. We crossed the 23 mark for the stretch goal for the extra 8 pages, and then during the stream tonight, thanks to one of our backers here, we crossed the 24,000 stretch goal. Well, not stretch goal, but threshold, I should say. Getting tongue tied. You can definitely tell it's for whatever reason I'm getting sleepy. All right. Let's see. Gotham Knight. Okay, now I'm going. So yeah, we're at 24 now, which is a really big surprise. So thank you guys, everybody out there that's just contributing anything. I appreciate you. It should go well. It should be said, but it should go without saying that I appreciate you guys showing me the love there and backing the book. And there's a lot of jaded people out there too that are, I've gotten wind of comments towards me or whatever as far as the book goes, and I'm not going to back you because of this, and I'm not going to back you because of whatever silliness that's going on or who you're associated with or whatever. And you guys have been nothing but awesome, and that's the way it should be. And I appreciate you guys so much. Give me a chance, do something that a subject matter that plays to my strengths and gives me something fun to draw, not just be the hired gun, the kind of fill-in guy. And so thank you guys for giving me something that I can really enjoy drawing. Give me a chance to show what I'm capable of. Mac and cheese, yeah, you got it. Hey, thank you, Mike McMahon. Appreciate it, buddy. If you're hearing me, thank you, man. And for those that are in the chat and don't know, Mike is the artist of U.S. Assassin, and go check that out. I think he's got book 2 you're working on right now, or are you getting ready to launch that on Indiegogo? DragonGuard Discord. Yeah, I know. We could do that. Yeah, make me cheese. Show us your block list. Yeah, exactly. Isn't it funny? Yeah. I won't get into it. I pride myself on not having the drama streams, but yeah, you got it. All right. Jeremiah Jones. Yeah, well, the plan is with the pages is when the book's done, I will get you at least so you guys don't have to wait. It'll probably either, I don't know, I'm kind of back and forth on it, but either getting you the PDF of all the pencils or either all the inks. Pencils and inks, since I'm doing the inks anyway, it's not going to be drastically different or anything like that. So, but I'm going to get you a PDF and I'm going to give it to the backers. That's basically the rule with it. With the backers on the pages, I'll get you the PDF in order and I'll let you pick the page that you want. If you bought 2 pages, I'll let you pick the 2 pages, whatever it may be. And go from there. So each person will get a chance at them, and then we'll, you'll get your, it's first come, first serve kind of deal. So you'll be able to choose, and then the next person down will be able to get their pick and whatever. All right, Mike McMahon says, let's see. Mike McMahon says, Toucan, getting ready to launch Volume 1 for those who missed out on the Graveyard Shift 2 campaign. Yeah, that's right, because I remember that was part of, didn't you get that after at a certain stretch goal, you got the book for free? Am I understanding that right? And then, so this will be a launch for Volume 1 for those who missed it. And then Volume 2 is 50 pages, and I have 6 left, so we're rolling. All right, cool, man. Congratulations. So U.S. Assassin will be on Indiegogo. I imagine will be on Indiegogo. So you got Volume 1 for everybody who missed, and then Volume 2 he's wrapping up. So I imagine you guys will be wanting to start that soon too. So guys, keep a lookout for Mike McMahon's book. And that's with, who's your writer again? So I can drop it in, and I'm trying to remember the, because is it Mark Polton, maybe? Am I pronouncing that right, or am I completely messing that up? Mark Anthony, there's one page in particular I was looking at. I think we already started talking about it a few streams ago. Sweet. Yep, Mark Fulton. Okay, cool. I get his last name confused with Preston somebody too. So sometimes I just, because of the similarities in the last name, I goof up. But I'm friends with him on Twitter. So, but you guys, man, that's cool, and I'll definitely put the good word out there for you. Share your campaign. He's got kind of big metallic belt. Alrighty, so here we go. I'm working on wrapping up a drawing of Alita for Jeremiah Jones. Hey, no problem, dude. I want to see a lot of people succeed, man. Especially in rough times, and troubled waters, and the way with the industry going the way it is, man. Uh, Try to help everybody out as much as I can. So I do not mind shouting out for you guys. People like surprisingly, I mean, just because it was one of those things that was just kind of out of the blue. But Dan Fraga did a shout out for me. Kind of made me aware that I, give a little shout out for everybody else too. It's cool. And of course, Mike and everybody, with the drawn and quartered crew, always gives me a shout out. So I have, have to show love there. All right. Mac McChee says, "What's D&Q tomorrow?" I don't know. I haven't been informed of the subject matter just yet, or if Mike said it on his stream, I haven't seen it because I'm a little slack and a little bit behind right at the moment. But my plan is to be there. I know I was a little off from everything last week. I missed a good subject. I was gonna draw King and maybe a couple other characters. I've been hearing Soul Calibur. Hey, that's cool. Cool. Yeah, DragonGuard and quartered. Yeah, yeah. We'll do that. Or at least I hope we'll get around to doing that at least one night. Uh, Dude, I've got a lot of, it's so hard to explain because when, uh, I tend to go like I've said before, I tend to go with my gut feeling on things, and I'm still learning the characters myself. As I draw each and every page, you get more used to the characters, and you get to understanding what you're wanting to do with them, what kind of character you give them, that kind of thing. Um, and you learn those things. So seeing other people draw your characters is so weird when you haven't even fleshed it out, or you haven't gotten a grasp of them just yet. They're new. You want to give them kind of a certain character, a certain life, and uh, so having everybody else draw your characters is just such a bizarre thing. You have to step back and go, get used to other takes on them because you're not, maybe you're not even sure how your take is yourself. Whoops! Somehow that got moved. Yeah, it's about time for your night. Yeah, yeah. Eric Hawkins says, we missed you last week. Drew Armored King came in third. Awesome, dude. Very cool. Jeremiah Jones. Mike's been slacking on the DragonGuard D&Q. That's right. Yeah, well, I'm not even sure it's Mike's fault on the, or I wouldn't even say fault, but I'm saying it's not even on Mike. I think it's just been, I haven't been terribly vocal about it just yet. And it would be good promo to do so. Excuse me. It's trying to, you know, let's just say I'm nervous, you know. it's, you know, I'm nervous about it, you know. Because the tough part of being a creator is you go, you know, somebody draws your character and let's say they draw it better than you, or they come up with an idea that's cooler than yours, or they come up with something that you hadn't thought of, and you're going, oh crap, you know. It's like now I have to ask them permission to use this, or will they let me use this, and I have to beg them, hey, let me see that cool idea. You know, somebody comes up with something you hadn't thought of, and you go, damn it. You know, I just see that happening, you know. Let's all go spam Mike's Discord. That's awesome. Seeing that one face Weldon draws on your characters would be weird. Oh Lord. No, I honestly, you know, that's one of those things where I think Weldon would, you know, it's interesting. He, excuse me, Weldon is one of those people I like to think of as an artist. You know, I don't know if Weldon has a huge body of work as far as like professional, or I don't even want to say it like that. Let's say Marvel and DC work, you know, and I don't even know if he's done like that kind of body of work. And he just kind of came for me. He kind of came out of left field, and it's just like, dude's he's way talented. Both he and Kanan are the ones that I was really just seeing all the Comicsgate stuff, and then seeing people that I had never heard of before, artists I had never heard of, and then just seeing him and Kanan is like mind blowing to me. Because these guys are just doing stuff, and you go, why isn't this guy on a mainstream book with, you know, a fat contract? You know, because their stuff looks good. I mean, damn good, and they see. Um, I'm very straightforward in my penciling, and I'm very straightforward. You know, it's hard to articulate it, but like, let me see. Trying to put this into words is like trying to you know, describe the color blue, but they have certain styles to them that they come from like left field, where you're like, you see what they do, and you're just like, you know, it's a new way of looking at things, or a different way of looking at things. Kanan's got all these great shadows. He really, um, his figures are lit with these heavy kind of moody shadows, and he's got good, you know, just really good structure underneath it. And then, you know, his figures, you know, everything's entertaining to look at and just dynamic. Like he's able to use the shadows being dynamic. And then you have Weldon, who, you know, has a unique style, and he, um, again, plays with light, and then his hatching, and, you know, these little things that make them their styles, and they look just so good. So, um, I'm really impressed with those guys. Um, that's where I kind of call them artists. Where I'm sure lots of fans really enjoy their artwork, but as an artist, you see the little things, the thinking underneath, and you go, dude, where the hell did that come from? Where how did you develop that? Because it's so nice. I I kind of run at full speed, and I go, okay, I got to detail this, and this leads to this. If I draw this, this must lead to this. If I draw trim on a character's vest like I'm doing with Alita, I've got to draw a pattern. There must be a pattern here. And then what is the texture of this vest? And I'm constantly thinking just the surface of the things that I have to draw. I hope that makes any sense. Yeah, Matt Costin's great. Yeah, yeah. Matt Costin, he's one of these people where as he does stuff, his compositions are great, and when as he progresses and more builds up, he's just going to be amazing. His compositions are great, his figures and stuff, and just seeing him do more of that, just seeing him develop, he's just going to be really great. And yeah, Aaron Elfecci is, dude, seeing his stuff on Jawbreakers is, man, there's just so many people. Yeah, Victor, that's a good point. Fly Fox Pro, hey, what's up? I got 2 votes for my draw along piece last week. It was a new record for me. All right, awesome, dude. Or or girl, I can't remember. Fly Fox Pro. Anyway, I apologize if I goofed up. Mark Anthony, yeah. So there's so many, oh, dude, there's so many good people. And then I just, I'm just in awe of seeing everybody kind of just what they bring to the table and seeing great artists. And of course, I'm sweating it because I'm like, damn it, I got to up my game. It's like 2 hours seems like it's never enough for me. All right, Comics Bear, do you have a? It's ma'am. Excuse me. The thing about Weldon, I really enjoy about Weldon stuff is his composition. Dude just whips out these different angles and stuff in his pages, and I'm just constantly fighting to. I'm like, how the hell does he do that? What's going on? He's just got a unique mind about how he does everything, and I really enjoy that. Of course, there's Mike. Mike's got great, fantastic drawing skills, and you know, kind of all these different disciplines that he can do. He can ink and um, just great stuff, man. Put Jeremiah Jones on there. Oh, Comics Bear, are you meaning the main character? Aetheron. You can definitely get him. Yep. I can't remember which one. I'm going to say this is number 3. I'm assuming it's number 3. I don't have the list in front of me right at the moment, Jeremiah Jones, but I know you've gotten a few. Comics Bear, yes, thank you. And Kev, if you want to finish off screen, that's cool with Bears. Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate it, man. I'm getting close to having to call it quits. So, dude, that's very kind of you, man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get it laid out and on screen so you guys can see it, and I'll start some inks, and then Comics Bear, I'll hook you up. Comics Bear, I don't know if you have my email, but if you look in the description at the PayPal, you can hit me up there with your address and stuff. All you have to do is it's the same address there as an email address. So it's just under the description. I'm pretty sure it's in the PayPal, under the PayPal thing. Flyfox Pro. My Jessica Rabbit piece is awesome. Place an honor sitting haphazardly on top of my gun safe instead of a pile. Hey, that's cool, man. I have a couple friends that have gun safes and put it on there, so that's awesome, dude. And I want to thank everybody who's came in here. We're sitting at 18 people watching and 15 likes. So I thank you guys. And it's been a really surprisingly, last couple of days were a little slow. So today was just really surprising that we got boosted and we're sitting over, we're over 24 right now from what I understand. And let's see. Somebody said something. Yeah, Jeremiah Jones, Garbage Man fails, but other books make it a world of unfair. Yeah. Jeremiah Jones, I agree that Garbage Man looked amazing. I'm not sure why things ended up the way they did. I know Aaron was thinking, hey man, he could have done better to build up his channel before he did it and this and that. And I know Aaron had because of the production of it and stuff, he had a pretty high, a high level to reach for his book to make it work. But man, I tell you, dude, Aaron, the pages that I saw from Aaron's campaign, I loved it. I would have backed that in a heartbeat. I think I went in and I'm trying to remember if I backed it, and it was right before he had closed it up, though. But I know I was going to back it because I thought it was great. For what it is, I was like, it looked damn good. It's kind of up my alley as far as his style and how nice it looked. Some of those pages with the werewolf, there was a werewolf, him fighting a werewolf or something. It was really awesome. Mark Anthony, 24,370. Wow. Holy cow, we jumped up pretty good. That is fantastic. Thank you, Mark Anthony. Mac McChee says, Garbage Man with old stuff should have launched a 48-page original book with the older stuff as a stretch goal or higher. Well, Mecha McCheese, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but on the point you're making, I don't think a lot of people knew that it was old stuff. In other words, it didn't look like old stuff. And if we're looking at the quality of the art, those pages look really, really good. So, I'm not sure how I stand on that particular opinion. But you know, to each their own. um, but I know that even Aaron was saying, hey, one of the games of doing the crowdfunded thing is definitely, you got to get out there and push the book um, and have your channel uh, so I think even Aaron was saying, hey, maybe he needed a longer window of time to build a channel, to build his presence, social media presence, and maybe that's why. But hey, he was right on Justice League right after all that campaign. So I mean, there's a lot worse places to be to kind of fall on your feet at is to end up with a run on Justice League. So how that ain't bad. Yeah, we would have been funded at 15K. That's nothing to see. Yeah. But see, that's the thing. You're saying older material isn't exciting, but nobody knew that. I mean, if you're going into as a backer, now I understand when he was talking about it, like on Mike's stream. Um, yeah, he mentioned that these were older, or maybe an older project. But the fans who came to back it, I don't think that was on there. I don't think that was part of his selling point. Was, hey, this is an older book. So I don't know how much that would have played a factor into people's decision backing it. Fly Fox Pro, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We're working on it. I may go ahead and get some of the other things like what's that program? I can't even think of it now. But like OBS and something else, I might get that and go ahead and start trying to do a fancier stream and share my screen and things like that. Maybe have other people on. Seeing if I can kind of branch in towards doing more of that. It's just that was one of those things where I understand people's opinions and that are adamant that you got to build your YouTube channel, but as a general rule, just watching my daughter with people's YouTube channels, the wannabe YouTube stars are so annoying to me. I never wanted to do something like that. Just because a lot of these things annoyed me. So I was just like, some of these people just didn't have any charisma or screamed and hollered. It was definitely, it was everybody's playing video games and playing videos and reacting to videos, screaming, and you got people doing that, and it was just so obnoxious. And I was like, man, I do not want to be like that. And I was very wary of trying to be something that I'm not. I'm not an overtly outgoing person. I kind of, shy for the most part. Always been. That's just kind of my nature. And so it's definitely a fight. Here you go, Jeremiah Jones. And then we'll put this up here again. Jeremiah Jones, show you. Here's your sketch. Rodwell Stevens, these sketches are getting better each time. Oh, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Mike McMahon says every time I try to stream, YouTube flags my video for no reason. Man, that's so crazy. I don't know why. I wonder if there's anything. Are you using any graphics that maybe might seem? I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. God knows, I couldn't tell you what. Then it's some people, like with Antonio Bryce's streams, with his Kari Fresh streams, he's been flagged, and it's like people are just trying to target people for no good reason. Jeremiah Jones, love it. All right, cool, dude. Awesome. Black Box Pro, I streamed earlier, and then I saw Doug Tenaple invited me on his show, so I quickly ended my show and jumped on there. Cool, man. Who does she remind me of? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Mecha McChief says, well, like Off-Worlder failed twice. That's a shame, too. That was a good-looking book, too, man. I think 15K is the hard line for a first-timer. Need positive reviews past that. Yeah, okay. Well, if that's the case, then I got really lucky, you know? I tried to figure out what's the bare bones, and even then I was kind of like, you know, hey, I'm not even making any, if I fund it, I'm not even making any money for myself. So it's definitely going to be one of those hard calls, you know, and I'll just looking at the decision to go was looking at the decision to go ahead and do it was with let me see to do mine, and then the decision to go ahead and the date and everything with everything. I was planning on doing it February, and then when I did it in was aiming at February, I heard Ethan was launching. I didn't want to necessarily go up against that. I had some really hard feelings, or not hard feelings, I'm saying it wrong, but I had some hard decisions to consider when it came to, you know, him launching. So I didn't launch in February, and along comes the virus, and then, you know, and then I was left going, hey, I told everybody it would be in March. I already kind of pushed it back from February, and it was like either now or never, you know, because, you know, you're hearing all this stuff, and that maybe we might have vaccine or a cure or something. Not a cure, you can't really cure viruses, but we had some kind of treatment, cure, virus, whatever, vaccine, and it may be there, but people were forecasting that we would be dealing with this well into next year. And I was like, well, if I was to not do a campaign because of the virus, then I would be looking at next year before I could comfortably do that, you know, and take a chance. And I obviously don't have that kind of time, especially, you know, some of my Marvel work had slowed down. So I hadn't, you know, I didn't know what I could expect as far as having work to do. So my, you know, my first thought was, it's like, hey, we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to go run with it. We'll do it live. And so we went ahead and did it, you know. It's not easy, but that's a good point you made about the $15,000 mark there, Mickey. Yeah, yeah, making me cheese. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's things I could have done more of. You know, I guess I could have tried earlier setting up my own channel and stuff. But you know, yeah, but going on D&Q and definitely owe Mike for that. Being able to be on the channel, and you know, it's been a huge help, and so definitely I owe Mike big time. I mean, he knows I feel that way. He knows definitely that you know, he's a friend, and that you know, I wouldn't be able to launch and do what I do without, you know, the exposure that the channel gave me. And so that's definitely, I definitely say that plays a big factor. And then a shout out, I'll tell you one of them that was surprising was he just kind of hit me up out of the blue was RGE, Raging Golden Eagle, or Rage Golden Eagle. He has a book, oh man, I'm trying to remember the name because I'm a Blade Devil. That's what I'm trying to think of. And he just kind of hit me up on Twitter. It's like, hey man, I do a kind of fantasy book, but it's, you know, it's more manga inspired or anime inspired. And but he's like, hey, you want to come on my channel? And I'm surprised by the amount of just random backers that'll hit me up and say, hey, I saw you on his channel, and they're still, to this day, even it's been weeks now, and they're still coming from his channel saying, "Hey, we really dig your stuff, man." So I can definitely say there's a couple people that really helped. Yeah, thank you, Mark Anthony. Yeah, I can't thank you guys enough, man. That's what I'm trying. It's my first shot, and I'm trying to be aware of other people's mistakes, and I'm trying to learn. I still got these little boomer things that happen where I goof up and still trying to learn the Indiegogo format. But I'm just here. I want to draw some cool ass stuff. Look, no, anyway, I wanted to draw some badass artwork. I want people to be happy with the books and be inspired, like the way I was when I was picking up comics when Image first hit, and everybody was still having fun. Nobody's having, not a lot of people are having fun. Cringe Party USA. I have a Kevin Sharp custom Nova. I love it. Oh, thanks, man. I don't want you to dox yourself, obviously, or whatever, but Cringe Party, one of these days I'll have to figure out who you are so I can, because if you have some of my Nova, I'm guessing you have a Nova sketch or something. So that's cool. All right, Jeremiah Jones, see you, buddy. Glad you were here. Glad you're on the stream. Thank you for your backing and everything, man. Appreciate it. Oh, okay, cool. Sam, what's going on, buddy? Hey, thank you, brother. Yeah, Sam backed us, and Sam is awesome. Sam's a good guy. I'm glad you came in here from. Yep, Sam, Marble City. Yeah, I know who you are. I got you. I can't forget you, buddy. Don't worry about that. Hope you're doing well and relatively good health. I know you were dealing with some issues and stuff. I hope you're doing all right, buddy. All right, I'm grabbing a drink of water. Alrighty, let's see. Trying to think of a pose here. Got it now. So Comics Bear, he's going to be having the sword. All right. Good to hear, man. Good to hear, Sam. Yeah, for whatever reason, I get to talking, and I don't know if this is also a side effect of my meds, but I get dry mouth a lot, and I tend to, especially when I'm talking on these streams, man. It's just I'm near the point of choking from how dry my mouth gets. All right. Boom. I'll write down Comics Bear. Oh, Critias. Yeah, look, man, Critias, Victor, Critias has been a nice guy to me, and I totally get what you're saying. I'm gonna stay out of that whole thing. I think Critias knows he made a mistake, pretty bad mistake, uh, and I'm just gonna let that one lie because it's not my place. But I definitely hear you. I mean, I know with the backers, it'd be a hard thing for the backers, and you know, I'm not going to say, look, I'm not going to say anything to excuse anything, and I'm just going to say that he's been nice to me, so I can't, you know, I would prefer to stay out of it. It's not my business. It's not my uh, thing to talk about. Um, everybody's got an opinion on something, but I'm not sure my opinion helps anything. Let me say it like that. And so Critias behind the scenes, I didn't know anything about what was going on until everybody else did, just to make that clear. But, Critias had kept in contact with me for a little while and had been nothing but helpful and trying to, help me where he could. But, things are there. Yeah, making cheese. Yeah, I just trust me. It's one of those things where I don't. Hey, thank you, Comics Bear. Um, that's a subject I would rather leave alone. We've all seen the streams. I imagine most of us seen the stuff with like Antonio and and everything. And Critias has, been up for it about the mistakes he's made. So, you know, like I said, I'm not adding anything good or new to the discourse. Um, there's nothing I would say that would hadn't been already said. So I'm just going to leave my 2 cents out of it. It's one of those deals where I don't think the world's any better off with me having an opinion about it that hasn't already been said. I'm just glad to see him getting pages out there, getting pages done, and trying to get this thing resolved. You know, that's all we can ask for people is try to rectify their mistakes. You know. All right. Well, I'm shutting up now. That's the last I'm going to say about it. And we're at 16 people watching, 19 people thumbs up. That's cool. And I am going to be. I've got the rough here. You guys can see. I've got the rough that you guys can see, and new topic. Mecha McChee says, Kevin, tell us how much you like the Last Jedi. Oh yeah. Whew. Uh, yeah. Actually, here's the topic. Before I close everything out, I'll probably either make some people hate me, or I'll either make you guys like me, or whatever. But as a general rule, my biggest problem with Last Jedi was how badly Luke was treated. in that movie. And knowing that Mark Hamill was excited to be back and wanted to had some ideas. I think for Star Wars fans, here's the thing. I know I've said this on my streams. You guys may not be aware, whatever. I am not a Star Wars fan. I have never been somebody who followed it, or it never made a big impact on my childhood. I didn't see the movies until I was in my teens from a friend. He's like, "Oh man, you never saw it in the theater?" So I'm like, "Nope." And you got to remember, this is like in the '80s here, uh, the late '80s and stuff. So I didn't see it until later. So I don't have the attachment to it that some people do. So I'm going to clearly judge Last Jedi just on being new to all of it. I saw the prequels. I saw the last of the George Lucas stuff. I hated a good chunk of that stuff, and then I liked some things. Last Jedi visually is a pretty movie. I like a lot of the ideas in it. I know that's going to drive people some bonkers, but visually, as a movie, it looks great. But I hate what they did with Luke. And going into Last Jedi, that was another thing. With Last Jedi, I hadn't even seen Force Awakens. I had seen the prequels. I had seen, I finally got around to seeing the original stuff when I was in my teens. I went to the movies to see the prequels, and so I never saw Force Awakens, so I had nothing to compare it to. I just heard criticisms that it basically kind of redid A New Hope, so okay, I'm going on that. But watching Last Jedi, there were some things in it I just didn't like, but generally speaking, I thought it was a pretty movie. I thought, that last scene with Luke and Kylo and that planet with the red salt or whatever, the red, there were a lot of great visuals. It was a pretty movie. It just wasn't. I was kind of meh about it, And then I just saw, because of Disney Plus, I had just seen what's the last one? Rise of Skywalker. Okay, and honestly, I don't hate Rey as much as everybody else seems to. Within reason, because I know a lot of people saying, "Hey, there she's a Mary Sue," and this and that. And how do I say this and have it make sense? If the end goal was for Rey to be, if it was always the end goal of Rey to be Palpatine, hope I'm not spoiling this. Yeah, it was how Snoke went out. Yeah, they built up Snoke, and then they never explain him, and he just dies I totally understand that. Totally understand that. Very cool. Yeah, gotcha. But with Rey, I'm not bothered by if the end goal was, hey, she's a Palpatine, therefore she's all powerful because of this. Look, she was on her own. They established her as being on her own, and we don't know. This is how I'm looking at it as I'm watching it. Understand where I'm coming from. We don't know how much she trained herself. And if she's all powerful because she's a Palpatine, then I'm not bothered. You've set a rule in place for her to explain why, or a loophole in place to explain why she's so powerful in the way she is. It's okay. You can tell me a story about an all-powerful character. It's how you do it and how interesting you make them, So for me, I wasn't bothered. I didn't immediately see the Mary Sue if I'm thinking of the Palpatine connection. Now, if you're going through all the movies and they haven't explained it, then yeah, it looks like she's a Mary Sue, you know. Um, so how much was that of JJ already had that planned? How much was that, you know, just something they threw out at the last minute? You know, I guess we could talk about that all day, you know, and I don't have time to do that. But I wasn't bothered by it. I kind of enjoy parts of Rise of Skywalker. Um, it's not a, you know, flawless movie, but it wasn't something where I just wanted to chuck something at my TV either. You know, I've seen plenty of movies like that, and that's not one of those movies where I watched it and said, "Yeah, you know, this insults my intelligence so bad I want to crush the TV." You know, so I guess it depends on how much of a fan you are. You know, um, you for comparison, yeah. Oh, sorry, spoilers. Yeah. Um, well, you know, it's like this. Let me explain it. Let me put it in another context so you guys can understand why I'm kind of laid back about it, or why I don't have strong feelings about it either way. Is because I imagine it would be the same as trying to explain to you guys. I'm a big fan. You guys already know this, but I'm a big fan of the OG Thundercats. Okay, um, to me, that's the series Bible because there was never a cartoon or a toy line before the cartoon. So I think the toy line and the cartoon came out at the same time. Maybe can't remember how it worked, but there was no other media or no other thing where the Thundercats were. So I consider the Thundercats cartoon as the Bible, the series Bible. Now in 2011 there was an animated. There was another animated cartoon, and with a different showrunner. It's actually run by the guy who did Teen Titans Go. His name is Michael Jelenic, and it was a very anime influenced version. And they completely just, in my opinion, just took a dump all over the original Thundercats cartoon. They made Lion-O younger. Uh, he's the same age. They made everybody on the planet Thundera. They didn't leave their planet. They weren't fleeing an exploding planet. They were all on the same planet, and there were all these different changes. It was very anime, and it was completely crap, in my opinion, on the original series. Some people, you guys might go watch it and check it out and go, "Hey, man, that's pretty awesome. Why does Kev got a problem with it?" And my issue is I'm very purist about the original series being the Bible or the way the character should be presented. I mean, this show basically to me was somebody had an anime idea, and they thought they would be more successful by wrapping it in the Thundercats and just saying, "Hey, it's a Thundercats reboot," you know. So for me, a diehard Thundercats fan, to me that show just kind of pissed on Thundercats, you know. So I would be pretty pissed about it, and I have strong feelings. But I bet you some people would see the art on that show, and then see, you know, if you're a fan of anime, you might get what they were trying to do with it. But you know, they had things like Panthro. At some point in the show, Panthro got his arms ripped off, and they were replaced with cybernetic arms, and you know, just a lot of changes that bothered me. You know, so for me, I understand what you guys, if you're a diehard Star Wars fan, I can understand why you guys would be pissed. I just, for me, I'm coming at it with different eyes, and I'm just kind of just trying to judge them on being a movie. So that's why I guess I'm not bothered by Ray so much. I actually thought Daisy Ridley had pretty, you know, a pretty good on-screen presence. You know, um, that's not to say that maybe they didn't sneak in some SJW politic things. I don't know. I just didn't care. I guess it was because I'm not a big Star Wars fan. So And Grit and Guts is in here. Wow, that's cool. Oh, cool. Yeah. And Mecha McChee says, I think the anime Thundercats is much more desirable to roar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Obviously, yeah, there's no argument there. I mean, I can suffer through that. And that's not to say there weren't good episodes. There were a few episodes that I thought were curiously really unique and had some cool ideas. There was an episode, if you get a chance to check out, from the 2011 Thundercat series called The Swordsman, I think is what it's called. And they had some crazy stuff. Like there was this one guy or one character that was, I guess, was a guide to Lion-O, and he was like this bunny, and he was just floating on air, like a piece of paper. And it was so weird. It was such a weird episode, but it was refreshing to see kind of the unique take on some of these kind of archetypes and things like that. But for the most part, the series just wasn't Thundercats. And they were like, hey, look, we got Larry Kinney, who's the voice of Lion-O, and he was the voice of Claudus, which is with Lion-O's father, making regular appearances on the series. And they're like, hey, look, Larry Kinney backs us and this, that. And then, I'm like, what am I supposed to say to that? But what, I have an opinion, and my opinion is that the show is just kind of takes a dump on the Thundercats show, what the original was anyway. So it definitely bothered me as a fan. So I can understand the Star Wars fans. I just, my last word on it is that they didn't bother me that much, but definitely Last Jedi, the whole thing with Luke really pissed me off. As somebody who's not even a fan. Grit and Guts, you had me at Thundercat. Cool, man. Yeah, so if you're coming in here, I'm wrapping up and I'm off screen. Geez, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting here inking this and not even showing on camera. I've got to get out. I got to run. I guess I got to call it quits. But Comics Bear and everybody, whoever's in right now, we got 15 lurking or watching. Comics Bear, I'm going to wrap this up. But Mark Anthony, when I saw that Roar Abomination, yeah, dude. See, that's a whole nother. See, Mark, you're going to get me talking forever. Zombie Kebab, I'm lurking. Yes, I'm leaving, I promise. Getting ready to close it all down. But yeah, Mark Anthony, I could talk forever about that dude. It was such a abysmal, the thing that really bothered me about that was that one cat that was the director of the show, and he's got the little man bun, and he's talking about how he was the original Thundercats, he was a fan of it, and he was a kid, and I was like, dude, you're not old enough to watch that when you were a kid. Unless you had the DVDs, you weren't old enough to watch it on syndicated television and stuff. So it was a bunch of BS. But anyway, Victoria, have a great night. Got to sleep, everyone. Josh Boyer, awesome. Oh, Josh, I didn't even see you in here. Thank you for showing up. And then everybody's tuned in. Thank you. All righty, I'm going to ramble if I keep on going, so I'm going to call it a night. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Everybody that's donated to DragonGuard, check out. Yeah, I got you, Mark Anthony. Everybody that backed, and Victoria, you have awesome night. And everybody, I want to thank you. I need to wrap it up and call it a night. So. Everybody, I appreciate you. Thank you for backing DragonGuard. We're looking more ways to kind of make things fun for you guys. We just passed the stretch goal, so that means you get 8 more extra pages of story. We're creeping in on the cards for everyone, so you get 8 pages or 8 trading cards. So anyway, Go to bed already, Trusty Sack. Hey, thank you, buddy. I'm glad to see you here too. Rodwell Stevens, everybody, you've been great. Everybody's been great. I've been diabetic. Thank you for being in. All right. Much love, everybody. Bye.